someone to save me. Will you give me more of what I'm constantly craving? Maybe just a bottle of blue to help me get over you. Oh, it's nothing new, babe. It's over now, we said our goodbyes, and the flame has died, but I'm still feeling this high. Old habits, yeah, die hard. You lose. Old habits dying up that news. Old habits gonna bury you. Because old habits, yeah, die hard. You're so smooth like the blade of a knife. Still can't feel you taking my life. Nothing hurts when it's poured over ice, and I'm paralyzed. Well, maybe just a bottle of blue to help me get over you. Oh, it's nothing new, babe. It's over now, we said our goodbyes, and the flame has died, but I'm still feeding the fire. Old habits, yeah, die hard. You lose. Because old habits, yes, die hard. You lose. Die hard, baby. Die hard. It's gonna bury you. Because old habits, baby, die hard.
Kitty cat, kitty, kitty, kitty cat, watch your step, cause we all fall down in a race every day. Every time you look away, you fall through all the cracks in the ground. If you don't know where to go now, if you don't know, they'll figure it out. Oh, when you know, you know. You see, it's messed up lately. The way we're at each other's throats, we've been drunk and hazy. It's so hard to wake up. Your legs are weary. The way you're running through the storm, but you keep on running, searching for a way back home. Kitty cat, kitty cat, kitty, kitty, kitty cat, watch your step, cause we all fall down in a race every day. Every time you look away, you fall through all the cracks in the ground. If you don't know where to go now, if you don't know, they'll figure it out. Oh, when you know, you know. Living so far underneath, can't be reached, you can't be seen. Tainted with your mysteries, the colors fade and turn cloudy. You fell in love with sinking. Upside down is comfortable, but then you hear those whispers telling you all you need to know. Kitty cat, kitty cat, kitty, kitty, kitty cat, watch your step, cause we all fall down in a race every day. Every time you look away, you fall through all the cracks in the ground. If you don't know where to go now, if you don't know, they'll figure it out. Oh, when you know, you know.
ocean in the sea. Like trees, we never got very far.
Yep. Welcome, faithful followers of the green and white, to today's women's soccer match at Vikings Field. Today's interconference matchup pits the visiting Colts of Cañada College from the Coast North Conference against your DVC Vikings. The Vikings are 3-2 on the season, following a week on the road at Cabrillo and Skyline. The Colts, meanwhile, have started 2024 with a 4-1-1 record, remarkably with every match involving exactly 2 goals being scored. Without any further ado, here are today's starting lineups. First for the visiting Colts, coached by Katie Perkins, assisted by Charles Gray and Evan Ramos. First, the captain, a sophomore goalkeeper from San Diego State, number 00, Gianna Nabong. The rest of the Cañada starters, a freshman defender out of Wilcox, number 5, Jocelyn Mora. A freshman midfielder out of Milpitas, number 6, Elissa Borillo. A freshman defender out of Cappuccino, number 7, Justine Chicuti. A sophomore midfielder from San Francisco State, number 9, Rosa Churape. A freshman midfielder out of South City, number 10, Camila Arellano. A freshman forward out of Sequoia, number 15, Emily Christman. A freshman defender out of Woodside, number 16, Maeve Lynch. A sophomore midfielder out of Sequoia, number 17, Sarah King. A sophomore midfielder out of Aragon, number 19, Melanie Diaz. And a freshman defender out of Notre Dame, number 25, Ryan Leite Vidal. And now for your DVC Vikings, coached by Colleen Mullins, assisted by Sam Lubicic, Tino Takuba, Marjan Hayderi, and Alicia Palma. First, the captains, a sophomore defender out of Clayton Valley Charter, number 5, Lily Underwood. And a sophomore midfielder out of Clayton Valley Charter, number 10, Casey Trujillo. The rest of your starters for the green and white, a freshman goalkeeper out of Northgate, number 31, Hannah Walden. A sophomore forward and defender out of De Anza, number 3, Cristabel Rodas. A sophomore defender out of a sophomore forward out of Concord, number 7, Sofia Lopez Real. A freshman forward and defender out of Las Lomas, number 8, Mila Ninkovic. A sophomore forward out of Northgate, number 9, Suhani Singh. A sophomore midfielder out of San Ramon Valley, number 13, Sierra Rosemont. A sophomore forward and midfielder out of Mount Diablo, number 17, Carol Esquivias. A sophomore midfielder forward out of St. Patrick's St. Vincent, number 23, Ella DeChoco. And a freshman midfielder out of Doherty Valley, number 24, Maila Hicks. Today's officials are Cecilia Chavez in the center, assisted by Dwight Maloney on the player bench sideline, and Abhishek Chotu on the spectator stand sideline. We ask that you please remove your hats as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. through the left side, base hit! Downing is in to score! And DVC walk it off!
That's my step. He looks down the middle of the field. He's going to throw the goal route. Has him in the middle. Intercepted! Intercepted, taking it down the far sideline. He steps out of bounds right at the line of scrimmage. And that's how you cap the game up.
Sierra Smith quickly worked around, feeding the hot hand. Jasmine got it! 3 threes for number 23.
Who finds Edwards? Edwards needs to get the shot up. Pulls up a deep three. Able to knock it down!
The counter-attack. Here comes Carla Ramos forward, looking for Noelle Lemus. She's gotten by the last defender. Valentine comes out. Noelle drills the keeper. Lemus! And that is a DVC victory. And the Vikings are champions of California! And welcome, faithful followers of the Green and White, to coverage of women's soccer on DVC Vikings Live. I'm your host and commentator, Joe Hickey, ready to bring you today's midweek matchup between the Colts of Cañada College and the DVC Vikings. Coach Colleen Mullen's Vikings come in at 3-2. They've been trying to get healthy as they start the home stretch of pre-conference play with a pair of home matches this week after playing 4 of their first 5 on the road. They do get a little bit healthier as leading scorer Suhani Singh returns, along with Cristabel Rodas and Carla Esquivias, and we'll give you one more quick look at how they line up here. DVC also most notably return after some drama regarding getting eligibility squared away, Ella De Choco. Otherwise, we do see Singh and Trujillo up front for the first time in a week. For Cañada, it looks like a 4-5-1 based on the identities of the players based on their roster, but we'll see if it actually pans out that way. Our center official is at midfield, ready to get things underway here. And that is Cecilia Chavez in the purple over black and black. DVC, of course, in the home green for the first time in 2 weeks. Cañada, similar colorway, but they are in white jerseys and shorts with bright green socks. A little bit of a different shade than the Vikings wear, a more Kelly green compared to the Hunter Green. We are underway here, live from DVC, live from Pleasant Hill, at long last, back here on the home grass. DVC start off in possession, and the ball's played back to Sierra Rosemont in the center circle. Out wide left, looking for Cristabel Rodas, who was only able to participate for about 5 minutes of the game at Skyline, one of the many walking wounded for the Green and White in that matchup. Ball claimed here by Cañada College, worked in towards the center. Spinning is Emily Crispin, looking to claim that, and immediately we can see that the positions on the roster are not necessarily to be trusted. Of course, lots of players with quite a bit of versatility. We saw that on full display in San Bruno 4 days ago. In the sky blue kit, it is the captain, Gianna Nabung, the Cañada keeper, who sprays the ball over to the left side of the defense, but this ball intercepted right away here by Mila Ninkovic at the midfield stripe. Works it to Sofia Lopez Real. Bit of a coming together, but the ball comes free to Trujillo, looking to find Suhani Singh. Pops this over the top of the head of the 16, Maeve Lynch. The ball is going to roll out of play just shy of the end line. A throw-in to come here for the Green and White. From deep in enemy territory, Vikings attacking left to right across your YouTube progress bar. Throw-in will come here to the newly re-eligible Ella De Choco, who has a collision at the sideline with the number 9, Rosa Churape. Keep an eye on her today, leading scorer for this team. Both the leading returner, with 7 to her name. Also 5 goals out of the 9 that Cañada have scored so far this season. Roughly similar numbers to what we have seen from Suhani Singh, who returns for the Green and White today. Singh has also scored roughly half of DVC's tallies, 8 of the 18. Ball popped up onto the tent over the DVC player bench to the left of this midfield stripe from our position. Ball claimed by the DVC defense, and it's De Choco hitting the brakes in front of Camila Arellano. For the Vikings, back to the usual defensive line, or as usual as it can be, with Callista Rubel still absent. She and Denise Correa, the only 2 players missing in action today. This ball's put out to the left side, and it looks like Gianna Nabung is, just as she was during warm-ups, targeting the source of our internet. Hit it twice
over the course of this, so we now know that it's a relatively stable thing. Don't tell Max Agress. Technically hit the table and then split the two tables with a pair of balls during warm-ups. Lily Underwood under some pressure from the 17, Sarah King. Only other Colt with multiple goals this season. She's got 2 to go along with Churape's 5. There's a ball up the right wing for Sofia Lopez Real. Puts that off the foot of Leite Vidal. Pair of hyphenated players. Ball comes free to Trujillo. Here comes a cross in towards the edge of the 18. That is cut off from in front of Suhani Singh. It appears to be the deep-lying midfielder Alyssa Borillo, number 6, getting to that. Vikings making it tough here at the near sideline. Sofia Lopez Real. Ball up ahead, knocked down by the 19, Melanie Diaz, and now ladled over the right side. And here is, with a head of steam, Justine Chikuti over on the right. Cristabel Rodas in pursuit. If anybody can keep up with her on the Vikings, Cristabel's a good pick. Chikuti trying to beat Rodas on the dribble. Ball is off of the number 3 in white, and Cañada will have their first corner kick of today's encounter. For the Vikings, Rodas and Ninkovic on either side of the defense, Underwood and Maila Hicks, who has been repurposed as a center back in the absence of Rubel. Cañada elect to take this short. Here comes a ball in, and that is reflected by the Vikings. Trying to get back onto it is the 9, Churape. Bracketed by Underwood and Esquivias. Ball played off of Churape and out for a goal kick. DVC survived the first concerted Cañada attack. It does seem to be King and Churape up front, and perhaps Camila Arellano, the assist leader, albeit with just 2, as the front of a diamond midfield. On the opposite side, Leite Vidal and the 16, Maeve Lynch, are the left side of the defense. Right side already creeping forward appears to be Borillo, as the ball's played forward here for King. Maila Hicks protecting, and out comes Hannah Walden, the woman in yellow and black. Viking goalkeeper today in the absence of Correa. Look out, ball taken away by the 5. Jocelyn Mora tries to work her way around Hicks, absorbs a bit of contact, now ends up on the ground, and it's the Vikings 5 that comes away with it, Lily Underwood. Ninkovic up ahead, picked off by Arellano. Tries to feed Mora in the left flank. Hicks looking to close her down, plays it off of her. Ball rattling around, flag stays down, ball stays in play, and Walden comes out to claim. Hannah Walden saw her first action in goal for the green and white in the game against Skyline, a good chunk of the second half after goal number 4 had been put in past Lily Underwood. Had a few decent closeouts, a few times she denied Haley Klingler what seemed to be a hat trick that was absolutely in the air, and kept Skyline right at 4 goals. 2 of those scored in an absolutely chaotic portion at the end of the first half when the Vikings lost Carla Esquivias, who was already a midfielder repurposed as a goalie. Were forced to put in Lily Underwood, and Klingler scored on either side of that substitution. 6 minutes gone here in Pleasant Hill, scoreless between the Vikings and the Colts. Nice crunching challenge, all fair for the referee. Rosemont up ahead looking for Trujillo, who has to double back, as it was a little too central for her. Ryan Leite Vidal reclaims it, over to Mora, holds it in play at the sideline. Double team comes, Trujillo and Lopez Real. Up ahead for Ninkovic. Ninkovic protects it, ushers it over the line. Ball was not as cooperative in doing so as I think she might have liked. Sarah King was in pursuit. Ninkovic now looking for the throw-in. She'll find Trujillo, who tries to heel flick that back towards Singh. No dice. Leite Vidal, now Borillo. Correction, Lynch. Now Borillo. Up ahead, and some one-touch stuff here from the defenders and defensive midfielders for Coach Katie Perkins. Cañada enter play today at 4-1-1. And so far, a single 2-0 loss, a single 1-1 draw, and 4 2-0 victories. I assume Vegas doesn't pay a lot of attention to California Community College women's soccer, but if I were setting the over-under, I think I'd go with 2. Ball picked off in the midfield for a moment by Ella DeChoco. Cannot latch onto it. Cleaned up by Christman, who appears to be the back of that diamond midfield. Mora on the right, and perhaps Melanie Diaz on, or rather Mora on the left, Melanie Diaz on the right. It is Diaz currently working with Justine Chikuti. Trying to bring a ball forward. That'll be cut off and cleared by Maila Hicks. Suhani Singh holds it. Now leaves that for DeChoco. The Vikings look to build through their midfield. Sofia Lopez Real gets it off her foot just in time. Here comes Trujillo. A little bit of space for Casey. 3 goals, make it 4 already on the season for the number 10 in green and white. Ladles the ball over to the left side now for Singh. Suhani. Blocked away by the 16, Maeve Lynch. Viking throw over at the far sideline. Taking quickly to Rodas. Up ahead here, just under the foot of Esquivias. Drop back now to Cristobal. Through 2 defenders. Finds DeChoco, pokes that away from the arrival of 2 midfielders, and we've got the first foul whistled in today's encounter, and a DVC free kick to come. I was right the first time, by the way. 3 goals on the season for Casey Trujillo, as apparently our camera's AI getting a little distracted by the presence of Josh Chizar doing some photography over there. The ball is a little off to the left of what's currently in frame. 1 in the wall. Trujillo will drop it back. Ball played back to Rosemont. She takes rip from distance, just wide right. Had Nabung beaten for height as it arced downward but could not quite bend it on frame. DVC their first shot coming moments after the first foul whistled against Cañada. First things on our stat sheet. 0-0 here, early days from Pleasant Hill. Vikings looking to get back to winning ways. Last season, 3 wins to start the year and then did not win again until November, as this one's out just in front of our camera. Jocelyn Mora unable to hold it in. Vikings want to break this 2-game losing streak, the product of a lot of injuries. They certainly believe they would have been right in that Cabrillo game had they had at least 1 other goal scorer potentially available. Skyline, they took a shot to the mouth early with the new goalkeeper in, and DVC reeling with a handful of new faces and familiar faces in wrong places. Managed to survive most of the half in really good shape. Gave up a breakaway just before the break. This is coming our way here as Milaninkovic heads that away. Throw in to come in a moment here for Cañada. I got too many wires near me to get to that, so Jocelyn Mora will get one of the other balls. Throw in taken from center stripe here at the near sideline. Drop back to Arellano. Back to Leite Vidal in the defense. Ball ladled over the right side now. Good change of the point of attack. Pinpoint ball from Leite Vidal. 19 on the ball right now, Melanie Diaz. And she has that taken away here. And a whistle going the way of the Vikings this time around. And Cañada will have a free kick. I will say one of the most encouraging things about that game at Skyline, the vibes were impeccable at the end, despite all the frustration that had taken place. As Leite Vidal, we saw what she can do with the ball here. She puts this in to the feet of Churape, who was offside and misses anyway, high and just a touch wide. That play brought to a halt. The Vikings will be glad for that. Sure, the goal at the end of that game, the product of some sustained work the Vikings had done starting to build attacks. There was about a 15-minute span where it looked like the goal de la Bañera as Milaninkovic loses her footing trying to put in the throw, and I believe that's going to give the ball to Cañada over there. Illegal throw in there as Ninkovic lost her footing and shakes her head and said, how come this has to be the game with the live video stream? I don't know. Every now and again, the AI camera's not looking at what we want. At least today, it's zooming. Worked out the bugs of getting ourselves the better view here for broadcast, so it doesn't look like you're watching the game from one of Bev Priestman's drones. Ball taken away here. DVC on the break. Esquivias, now Trujillo fires and Nabung with the first save of the day on the first shot on goal recorded by either side. Second Viking shot, first one to sting the palms of the number 00. A San Diego State kickback with a 1.02 goals against average last season for these Colts. Trujillo in search of goal number 4 to make me look precognitive as opposed to just wrong earlier. Ball over the right side here for Chikuti, and she gets to it but can't get the right touch to keep it in play. Stirring opening quarter of an hour rather of this matchup. DVC and Cañada have met each of the last 2 seasons. Last year down in Redwood City, it was a 3-0 Cañada victory. That courtesy of 2 goals by Rachel Mull and 1 by Rosa Churape, assisted by Rachel Mull. Vikings in particular will be very happy to see that Rachel Mull has transferred, run out of eligibility here at the community college level, because she scored 5 goals, or rather scored 4 goals and assisted the only one she didn't score in the last 2 years against DVC. Didn't matter if she was in Pleasant Hill, if she was in Redwood City, she was doing damage. Cañada with the ball here on the left side as Vikings defenders look to avoid said damage. Briefly taken away. Mora over to the right side. Ninkovic bends that in. Nice header from Trujillo trying to find Singh, who's going to beat the center midfielder to it, but alert to it is Leite Vidal. That ball long and over the top of Esquivias, knocked down by Chikuti. Chikuti lobbing, but unable to find the target. First shot registered by Cañada, as the earlier one from Churape did not count. Came after the whistle had blown for offside. DVC needs to be a little more alert here. They are getting targeted by those balls over the top, those changes of play, and here it's a giveaway. And coming through is Chikuti. She will fire. Walden will knock it down, and on the second opportunity will come out to claim it. First shot on frame for the visitors. And now all even so far on the stat sheet, yet to see, or rather nearly all even. Cañada have the only corner, but otherwise it's 2 shots as Maila Hicks intercepts the ball importantly there at the back line. But 2 shots, 1 on goal, 1 foul aside. Cañada with the lone corner. Here's a ball forward. Arellano looking for Sarah King. Cristabel Rodas, a slide challenge. Esquivias will clean it up as the number 19, Melanie Diaz, was on her way forward as well. I see here on the chat we got a Casey Trujillo fan and a Sierra Rosemont fan. Who else out there is watching? Pop into the chat. Let us know who's responsible for making you a fan of the green and white. Corner kick number 2 for Cañada. Will be taken again from the right side, this time not going short. This one looping into the 18, headed by Trujillo strong from in front of the number 9, Churape. Ball fed back in, now cleared decisively. Only 1 player back there for Cañada. Suhani Singh is going to claim the ball. 2 midfielders trying to chase her down. It'll be Barrio to deny her a free run at Maeve Lynch there in the back line. Out to the right side. A little bit of grappling, but all fine for Cecilia Chavez, the center official today in the purple. Ball forward in the direction of Trujillo. Not able to claim it. Popped forward and into the right flank by Sofia Lopez Real. That is going to carry out for a Cañada throw. Ball thrown in by Mora. Churape picked away here by Sierra Rosemont. Good work there to use her body to block her out. Dichoko, Suhani. Suhani off of 1 defender, tries to bank it off another and work her way through. Clearance claimed by Rodas. Now leaves that for Lopez Real. Back out wide left side for Cristabel. Diaz trying to close down. Here's a ball over the left wing, looking for Singh. Bit of a diagonal, almost got to Trujillo after Suhani was unable to get a touch to it. DVC back in the defense. Ninkovic ahead for Trujillo. Spins nicely around Leite Vidal. Now trying to beat the 15 Crispin for pace. Good work there by the freshman out of Sequoia. Able to block out Casey Trujillo, who as of late has been the Vikings' chief source of offense in the absence of Suhani Singh. Good to have Suhani back. The Vikings will be checking in one of the handful of subs they have today in just a moment as Miki Miyazaki awaits her entry into the encounter. Ball on the foot of Crispin, coming up the left side. Cuts centrally for Arellano. Up ahead now King. Hicks trying to deny the turn, does well. And now looking again for the change of the point of attack for the speed of Chikuti. Good ball out there from Arellano. Chases it down by the corner flag. Rodas out to close. Chikuti back to Diaz. Blocked. Esquivias doing well there. Drop back now. Barrio steps through. Cleared by Esquivias off the foot of Diaz. Apparently did not get the foot of Diaz, or a foul was whistled. Nope, missed the foot of Diaz. Throw in for Cañada instead. Up the right sideline, looking for King. Drop back now Diaz. Ella DeChoco looking to get stuck in here. Freshest legs on the team in her first match of the 2024 season. DeChoco last year, 1 goal and 1 assist, started every game for the green and white. We have a substitution here, and I'm going to let the folks know. Into the game for the Vikings, number 4, Miki Miyazaki. She takes off Sofia Lopez-Real, a like-for-like swap on the right side of the midfield. And so for DVC, it is Trujillo and Singh up top. DeChoco, the top of the diamond. Miyazaki on the right. And Rosemont in the back. And we've got an opportunity here for Cañada. Ball out, deflected by a DVC Viking, and it'll be the 3rd Colt corner. But recapping there, Miyazaki on the right side. Esquivias on the left, Rosemont at the back, DeChoco up front in that diamond midfield. We told you before, Rodas, Underwood, Hicks, and Ninkovic from left to right in the defense. Hannah Walden in the midst of a crowd of white and green jerseys. 3rd Cañada corner on its way into the box. And again, it's Casey Trujillo who will be first to it. And she looks to break. Suhani Singh trying to get loose. Doesn't need to worry about holding her run. There is one deep defender. Trujillo dusts one pursuer, but the cover arrives. Cañada get away. Mora, a one touch as Miyazaki was closing, and now a ball into the left side from Crispin. Crown of the field will carry that out for a Viking throw. Four substitutes available today for Katie Perkins. She's got Asia Padagui, Grace Lim, Celeste Calvo, and Shannon Hageman. Additionally, Cassandra Herrera as a backup goalkeeper. Churape claims the ball here after the throw-in. Finds a woman with some space, Justine Chikuti coming from a very deep position, but it is again her locking horns with Rodas. Here comes a cross in, and Walden claims in front of Sarah King. Good alert goaltending there to cut off the angle. Ninkovic up ahead for Miyazaki, gets stuck on her foot for a second, rolls that away from Mora. Uses the outlet. Ninkovic ahead now for Trujillo. Casey trying to touch it around 2 defenders. Holds on to it here underneath our camera. Got a nice view of those moves directly beneath you. Pass cut out by Borillo, but Rosemont will claim, but she shows too much there to the 15 Crispin. And a nice play there by Sierra to clean up her own mess for a moment there. Borillo. Back now to Chikuti, who seems to now be playing right back. We'll see if that's just a cover for somebody else that gallivanted forward for a moment. Crispin in the center. Good diagonal ball. Splits 2 DVC defenders into that channel. But Esquivias and Rodas able to close down any angle for the inserted pass. That'll be played out into touch, and we're going to have a substitution here on the Cañada side. Entering the game for the Colts, number 11, Celeste Calvo. She takes off Camila Arellano, freshman forward out of Aragon. Or maybe Aragon, I'm not entirely sure. We don't have all the starting lineups for Cañada, or even the game participation for Cañada so far this season, just 3 of them, but Calvo did start 2 of those 3. So a trusted player in as the 12th woman today for Katie Perkins. Ball drop back here. Esquivias and Rodas built a good chemistry, interrupted by the need for Esquivias to either take time off with hamstring issues or, in some cases, play goal. Good to see the 2 of them back out there, occupying the left side of the Vikings offense. Rosemont collapsed upon by 2 Cañada defenders, and they look to build. Nicely cut out, though, by Lily Underwood, stepped up from the center back position. DeChoco looks to play on Miyazaki. Here's Miki. Good quick work to move it to Casey Trujillo. Casey launches one in the direction of Suhani, just a little long. The reflection nearly favored the number 9 in green. No such luck. Up the wing for Mora. Hicks has that one measured as Celeste Calvo has installed herself alongside Sarah King as the second forward, it would appear. It's going to play Rosa Churape a little bit deeper, perhaps in search of the game a touch. Cecilia Chavez has invited the new player in. Looks like we're going to do it. Into the game for the Colts, 14, Shannon Hageman. She tosses the pink penny to Jocelyn Mora. A little bit of a run-up to the throw-in. Now taken deep into the 18-yard box. One big hop over one player. Reaches the foot of a Cañada forward. And the Vikings defense packed in enough to avoid that becoming a bit of a clown goal. Here's a ball hooking towards the top right corner, but it doesn't have quite enough curl. First touch from Hageman. Ends up being shot number 3 on the day for Cañada. 25 minutes into our game here. Cañada lead that count 3-2. 1 shot on goal apiece, and of course, therefore, 1 save for Walden, 1 save for Nabung. 1 foul whistled on each team. Cañada have had all 3 corners. They've been dominating the run of play the last few, let's say, last dozen minutes or so. Churape trying to turn her way around the 23 DeChoco. Back to Crispin. Churape again. A touch from Rosemont, but it favors Crispin. Here comes a shot from distance, and that's going to go wide left. No touch that time, and it remains 1-1 on the shots on goal count. Walden will spray this one to the right side for Ninkovic. Substitute trying to step in. Ninkovic steps around. Played out by the 6 Barrio. And it'll be Ninkovic for the throw in just a moment for the Vikes. The head looking for Trujillo. Didn't get a firm touch. Leite Vidal takes it away. Churape. Now to Diaz. Now to the right side for Chikuti. Inside Churape, 1 touch to King as the Viking closed down on her. Out wide right, Chikuti with the left foot puts that one in, and Walden again attentive and claims it. We've already seen Miki Miyazaki into the game for the Vikings. Diana Ruiz gets ready for her entry at the next opportunity as Ninkovic plays one through the legs of both substitutes. And out, it'll be a Cañada throw. Diana will have to wait her turn still. Also available for the Vikings today, Julia Ognian, Marina Ognian, and Alina Rodriguez. DVC team missing only Denise Correa and Callista Rubel, and I have it on decent authority, that of Callista herself, as that one goes straight over the end line after a touch from a Viking. Corner kick number 4. But Callista says she should be back for the Butte game. I know that there are doctors that have say over her, but she seemed pretty confident, and I'm, for one, looking forward to seeing her rampaging again on the Viking back line and letting Maila Hicks be a defender, or rather a midfielder again. 4th Cañada corner, this one from the left side. King puts this in, and again it's Trujillo. 4 corner kicks. Trujillo has been the one to clear it on 3 of them. Casey making sure that she is just a little bit everywhere today so far. Of course, hoping that one of those everywhere places she can get ends up being the score sheet. Losing her footing is the 11, Celeste Calvo. DVC come away with it. Carol Esquivias trying to work with Rosemont on the left side. Ball out, last touched by White. And we'll have the substitution. Entering for the Vikings, number 6, Diana Ruiz. Take the stoppage in play to make sure we hydrate properly, although less of a concern than it has been for other DVC home fixtures or even the first couple of road games. Vikings were on the road last week at Cabrillo and at Skyline, and they brought that Aptus San Bruno weather with them to Pleasant Hill. 71 degrees at kickoff today. Got to relish it while you can. It's supposed to be high 70s, maybe low 80s by Friday when the Vikings meet Butte. And by the weekend, it'll be 95, maybe even 98 down here. Vikings cut off a build through the center for the Colts and look to build over the wings. Miyazaki, little step over to avoid the arrival of Borillo. Forward for the newly inserted Ruiz, looking to loop one over the top for Suhani. Ends up with it on her chest after a touch from a defender. Popped up by the head of Diana. Outside of the boot, cleared by Crispin. Up steps Ninkovic. Couple good touches. Over to the right side now, Miyazaki. Mickey hits the brakes. Goes the other way. Tries to scoop one in here for the assembled masses. Trujillo and Singh and Ruiz. No dice. Cleared away. It'll be a Viking throw from just in front of midfield. Quarter of an hour to go here in Pleasant Hill before the halftime break. DeChoco receiving the talk from her teammates as Sarah King was closing. That one's a little short. Poked forward and into the wing now by Diaz for Calvo. Calvo hits the brakes, tries to get it on her left, and nice work there by Maila Hicks to poke the ball away. Miyazaki, as 2 substitutions are readied for Katie Perkins' Colts. Vikings dispossessed in the midfield. Hageman all the way back to Leite Vidal in the back line. Cañada with the kind of giant black numbers that just make a sportscaster happy. No doubt about who anybody is out here. Vikings in turn with the same font in white. It's a dream for a play-by-play guy. Who needs a spotter? Leite Vidal over the left side. Another attempt there at that pinpoint service. Looking to put this into the wing. It's at the left edge of the box. Ninkovic will escort it out. This time a bit too much in the way of curl. Was, by the way, Sierra Rosemont in the meanwhile who was taken off for DVC. We will have a substitution. Jocelyn Mora re-enters in the first action for. Entering for the Colts, number 4, Asia Patagui. They take off the 6 Borillo and the 7 Chicuti. Goal kick from Walden, knocked down by the number 19, Melanie Diaz. Back to Calvo for a moment. Now working forward is the 9, Churape, rather the 5, the newly reinserted Jocelyn Mora, now on the opposite side of the field. She loses possession. And the point is to the right side. Looks like a foul whistled against Cañada. And moments after coming back on the field, Jocelyn Mora is on the deck. DVC will author another substitution in a moment as Sofia Lopez Real prepares to return to the encounter. Mora back to her feet. A few DVC Vikings come over and get a quick bit of hydration at the bench. Clock continues to roll here, 12:26. And on that second Cañada foul, it will be a DVC free kick from deep in their own defensive third. Up ahead here for Rodas, immediately closed down to the sideline. Not a lot of space, and it's last played off the 3 in green, throw in for Cañada. Not the ideal result from a free kick there. Throw in up the right sideline, reflected by the Viking defense, now launched way up into the air, up to keep it from hitting the ground is Ninkovic. That'll go out for a throw, and it'll be a double sub, one aside. Both a pair of returning players, Elisa Borillo back into the game for the Colts. For the Vikings, Lopez Real back in for Ninkovic. We'll see if that means that Sofia is going to go into the right side of the defense, where she played a good chunk of the early weeks of the season. Borillo takes off Sarah King. And the Colts right now with an offensive line of Calvo, Christman, and the 14, Hageman. This ball inside here, popped up, settled by Hageman, drops it back towards the edge of the box. Churape fires with the left boot, but that is wide, and always going wide, and you've got the best angle to see that that was never danger. If that had come from the opposite side, probably would have been a moment of terror. We'll take a look at what's going on in the Big 8 Conference right now. In Santa Rosa, Modesto, Folsom Lake, and San Joaquin Delta currently on lengthy winning streaks. Delta started 0-2. Folsom Lake started with a draw. They haven't lost since. And, of course, 7-0, Santa Rosa and Modesto with victories in their last encounters. We'll be getting a look at Big 8 play before too long. October 8th, the start of it. Vikings with 4 matches, including today, remaining in their non-conference slate, sitting at 3-2. That's a ball forward. Christman drags that over the end line. No touch from the pursuing Maila Hicks, and a goal kick coming up for the green and white. They're going to take the goal kick short. Hicks, under pressure, loops that over one defender. Didn't take a touch. Throw in from the attacking third on the left side. It'll be Hageman to put it in. The Ognian twins pacing on the bench right now, perhaps soon to enter. Christman, between 2 DVC defenders, gets a toe to that. I don't think we're going to quite be able to record that as a shot. Walden claims it nonetheless. Her drop kick knocked down immediately by Diaz, claimed by Churape. Popped up again off the chest of Diaz. Hageman drags it to the right side. Tries to play on the run of the 4, Patagui. Pokes that around Sofia Lopez Real, but can't get it out for a corner kick. Although Sofia's attempt to clear it does carry over the back line, at least I believe so. It looks like we will have corner kick number 5 today. Vikings yet to have one of those. Cañada out shooting DVC 5-2. But just a single shot on frame so far for both sides. Looks to be Churape to put in the corner kick from the left side with the right boot. In swinger, nearing Walden. That's going to be cleared off the line by Hicks, and a foul whistled in attack. Third against Cañada. And that will end that. Marina Ognian, meanwhile, about ready for her entry into the encounter. As we mentioned, thus far, the Ognian twins and Alina Rodriguez, the only players we haven't seen in action in today's match. Ball dropped back to Sofia Lopez Real with 8 minutes left in first half action. To Choco. Back to Hicks. Crispin, told by one of the assistant coaches that it's time to attack. Trujillo guarding the ball, keeps it in play at the sideline. Nicely done, Casey. Sofia Lopez Real absorbs a shove at the end of that, but nothing given. Leite Vidal able to protect that ball out for a Cañada throw. Over the head of Lopez Real. Back in pursuit, Hicks. Underwood will shepherd it over the back line. And the 15, Christman, unable to chase it. Substitution, out comes Esquivias into the game for the Vikings. Number 18, Marina Ognian, making her Vikings field debut. Marina, of course, featured on opening day, played most of the second half in Cupertino, and played big minutes in the Vikings' loss to Skyline on Friday, but her first appearance here, healthy on the home grass. Of course, just the second game of the 2024 season here on Vikings Field. DVC will be back here on Friday at 1 p.m. to face off with Butte. After that, they won't be back here until match 3 of Big 8 play, another 4-game DVC Vikings live radio road trip. They'll go to West Valley and Las Positas the last week of September, and then their first week of Big 8 play will be road trips to ARC and Modesto on the 8th and the 11th. Throw in up the right sideline for the Vikings, claimed at the back line. Newly inserted Ognian in pursuit, but it's chased down there by Lynch. Cañada felt a touch stretched in the early going of the match. They have very much settled into this one. Have largely exhibited some territorial dominance over the last 20 minutes here. A good program, a 7-year playoff streak dating back to the year before they met the Vikings in the first round down in Redwood City. Ball played out off of the 15, Christman. That will allow time for another substitution. Camila Arellano back into the match. She'll take off Melanie Diaz. A lot of tactical flexibility for Katie Perkins' side. Quite a few players that have shifted roles and positions throughout this first half. Just 4 returning players on the roster that saw decent time last season, and only one of those who even started half the games. A correction, 2. Nabung, the goalkeeper, did, and Melanie Diaz, a goal and an assist and 10 starts. But Churape and Sarah King were both largely substitutes last season. Didn't stop Churape from picking up 7 goals. And it is the number 9 on the ball right now. Here comes a shot from Arellano, and that's going to carry wide. 6th shot, but just one of them on frame so far through 41.5 minutes. Calvo and Christman right now, your 2 forwards. Coach Perkins calling for some more pressure on the DVC back line, but Vikings hold on to it for now. To Choco Rodas. Forward here for DeChoco, who plays that off of White. It'll be a throw. And before too long, it looks like we will have a second Ognian twin out on the field as Julia has stepped up to get ready for a substitution. Ball out at the far sideline. Throw in to come from just in front of the midfield stripe for Cañada. Taken to the body of Calvo, lays that off and up the right wing for a moment. And getting back on the ball now is for Patagui. Ball played toward the half moon. Drop back. Arellano through traffic. Still rattling around. Now a drive from distance from Churape, and that'll be wide left as well. Shot number 7, goal kick for the Vikings, and an opportunity to make the substitution. Into the game for the Vikings, also on Pleasant Hill debut, number 11, Julia Ognian. She'll take off her fellow sub today in Diana Ruiz. throw in, or rather the goal kick, claimed by Cañada, and it's Churape on the ball. Working left to right, unable to get through the phalanx of DVC defenders, and it's now Suhani Singh isolated on Jocelyn Mora. Ball out, last touched by the Viking forward. Throw in taken, popped up by the head of Lily Underwood, now launches this one into orbit. Headed forward, Hicks will get rid of it. And nice work by Miyazaki to spin around a defender. We reach the 2-minute mark. The clock here at Vikings Field and on DVC Vikings Live both come to a stop, and Trujillo ladles the ball over the top to a lonely Suhani Singh. Gets it onto her right, cuts around a defender, fires! Goal! Go, 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 go! Back from injury, right back on the score sheet. Suhani Singh's got her 9th of the year, and DVC lead 1-0. DVC goal in minute number 44. The 9th of the season for number 9, Suhani Singh. DVC 1, Cañada 0. We'll get it right on my scoreboard first, and then I got to find where it's living on the on the one that I have here. But Suhani Singh back into the encounters, back on the score sheet. DVC lead 1-0. Where the heck is goal? Oh, there we are. First day I've been in charge of the scoreboard here, so. It would have been statistically the most likely person to get on the score sheet for the green and white. Cañada looking for a late response to a late opener. Mora doing battle. Trujillo takes it away. Vikings gave up 2 quick ones right before halftime 4 days ago, looking to see if they could spring Singh again.
Get ready, Josh. Get ready,
Cañada stay in possession on the right side for a moment. Heavy touch from Mora. Ball comes to Ognian. Good work by Rodas, plays that off of a defender. And with that, we have reached the break, and the Vikings, with a late tally, have taken command here in Pleasant Hill. They certainly were suffering a bit of territorial dominance at the hands of Cañada. They certainly were putting more shots on goal, or shots in the direction of goal, were the Colts. But only one of them so far on frame. DVC, despite just 3 shots in the game, 2 of them on frame, 1 of them in the back of the net. And with that, DVC lead as we head to the break. Now we're, of course, as we always do, going to take advantage of our relationship with the Beat of Diablo and get you some local music here for the halftime break. They didn't have a show on Sunday due to a power outage that ended KVHS's radio signal for a little while. So you're about to get a sneak peek at Thursday's broadcast, which will be at 7 p.m. on KVHS. This is how they'll start that hour-long block of Concord Rock from Concord Rock City. But we're going to hope you enjoy this little teaser, this 15-minute burst of it, courtesy of Dave Hughes. Vikings lead 1-0 as we go to the break.
This is Dave Hughes, and you're listening to select cuts from my weekly show, The Beat of Diablo, here on DVC Vikings Live Halftime. If you want to hear more local music, tune in this Sunday and every Sunday at 7 p.m. to Concord's iconic student-built 90.5 KVHS, Concord Rock City.
just to find you brought me blind. You're out there by, forever lost in my dream mind. You satisfy my bloodshot red stinging eyes. And it goes away, but it always stays the same. And it goes away, but it always leaves us staying, leaves us staying. Let's start a kingdom to feel grown up. I'll be your servant and look up. To you I am a step below. You are the mother dear, I'm the dough. But I don't mind building you a shrine. Now is the time to say my prayers and hold you tight. Longest goodbye, nowhere near but in my sight. And you go away, but I always stay the same. And you go away, but I always leave a stain. And you go away, but I always stay the same. And you go away, but I always leave a stain, leave a stain. fields are opulent. Whatever happened, whatever happened. Whatever happened. Whatever happened. Whatever happened. You are going away. Oh, you are going away. Whatever happened. Here living like a century, with no admittance, no re-entry, no re-entry. Whatever happened. You are going away. Oh, you are going away. Oh, someplace you've never been, living inside a dream. You are going away. You are going away. Oh, you are going away. Oh, someplace you've never been, living inside a dream. You are going
And welcome back, folks. That's the wrong one. There we go. That's what we want. No DVC Vikings Live radio today, besides the radio coming to you from the beat of Diablo. If you're looking for cheap entertainment, it is hard to beat great local music. And Dave Hughes has got the best curated collection of it you could imagine. And his website lets you know as well all about where to find these bands in action. So be sure to check their Beat of Diablo. The QR code there is ready to help you out as needed. As we have the DVC huddle break, Vikings just about ready to get half number 2 underway. A little bit late on getting back out here for half number 2. Bit of a concern. Cañada was actually splayed out on the field with referee Cecilia Chavez, and we were still waiting for the Vikings to emerge. But we are now ready to roll. And Vikings will start in possession here as the clock begins. And it's Marina Ognian, or rather Julia Ognian, staying in the game. She was on just after the halftime break and tracking down a ball. Lily Underwood takes this one away and looks to spray it to Trujillo on the right side. A little bit too wide, though, and Cañada come away with it. Of course, Vikings now attacking from right to left across your YouTube progress bar. They lead on a goal in minute number 44 from Suhani Singh. Cañada looking to build up the left side, though, and find that response. Hicks with a touch, and that will defend it for Lily Underwood to clear it away. A look there, of course, at our scorers. Just the one, but Vikings looking immediately to add to it as a ball's played up the right side for Singh. Chases that down at the end line. holds it under the pressure of the 16 Maeve Hicks, and now drops that back looking for Sofia Lopez Real. Took one touch from a Cañada player. Sofia trying to stay on it. Lopez Real up the right side. And that now cleared a little more authoritatively for Cañada up towards Emily Christman. Unable to hold the ball in play though. Vikings will earn a throw. Sofia Lopez Real and I, of course, it's kind of amazing. I'm talking to her today after her Real Madrid took care of business 3-1 against my beloved VfB Stuttgart. I can forgive it. It's okay. She's the one to take the throw in. That one off the foot of the 11, Julia Ognian, and out for a throw. For the Vikings, we mentioned Trujillo and Singh back up top. Esquivias and Miyazaki left and right in the midfield. Julia and Ella de Choco, the top and bottom of the diamond. Lopez Real and Lopez Real and Ninkovic, rather, bracketing the defense. Hicks and Underwood in the center. Sliding challenge from Sofia Lopez Real. Plays the ball out. Believe that went over the back line. It will be another corner kick. And for Cañada, a half in which they outshot the Vikings 7-3 and out-cornered them 5-0. Correction, that one apparently did go out along the sideline. It'll be a throw-in. At that distance, without the aid of the ball in here, and Hannah Walden will knock it down and claim it at her near post. Without the aid of an aerial angle, which I'm not always looking at, tough to tell where a ball actually goes out all the way over in that corner. Ball from Walden is going to go out just in front of us. A lot easier to tell over here, directly in front of our camera. Don't let the little blind spot from the camera fool you. We can see that. It's not actually what the ground looks like. Miyazaki cleared over here towards Chikuti, who's back into the game for Katie Perkins Colts. She's doing battle with Ninkovic up the right sideline. Esquivias looking to close down as well. Drop back now to Diaz. Squares this one for Churape. Churape looking to get off a shot. That's going to go wide left. 8th Cañada shot to 3 for DVC, but the shots on goal count is still 2-1 in favor of the Vikings. Both goalkeepers have made a single save today. And of course, Suhani Singh with the tally that is the difference. Now the Vikings are going to be looking to avoid repeating history. They led 1-0 last time these two teams met here, and it was Rachel Mull, who we talked about earlier, scorer of 4 goals and assister of the only one that she did not score in the last 2 years, last two meetings between the Vikings and the Colts. She scored in the 75th and in the 90th after the Vikings went to halftime up 1-0. They're going to be looking to close this one out, as both Colleen Mullins and Katie Perkins are closing in on some potential history for themselves. Foul whistled meanwhile, 4th against Cañada. Absorbed by Julia Ognian. But for Perkins, she is 2 away from a 100th victory at Cañada College in her 8 years in charge. Colleen Mullins, we've mentioned, 3 away from 200. So both coaches looking to close in on a personal milestone. Of course, by and large, knowing the two of them, have only eyes for a big result for their team. That was some brilliant work by Miyazaki. A little bit of footwork there, back and forth in the center. Unable to hold on, but it does come free to Sofia at the right sideline. Tries to push it up that sideline, out for a Cañada throw. Colts start this half with Calvo and Crispin up top. Crispin, who started the day as a defensive midfielder. Calvo, who came in as a substitute earlier. Churape in a bit more of a deep-lying position in a 4-woman midfield, alongside Diaz, Chikuti, and someone all the way to the left sideline that won't turn her back to me. Foul whistled close to the midfield stripe, and it's going to be a free kick here for Cañada. Leite Vidal coming up to take it. Second foul whistled against the Vikes. Just one player back besides Nabung for Cañada. Here comes a ball launched towards the edge of the 18. One hop, claimed by the 15, Christman. Drop back to a teammate. Seems to be Borillo trying to get loose, now leaves it for Arellano. Her shot towards Hannah Walden's goal, blocked by the Viking defense, played away here by Hicks. Throw in to come, and we hear clear as a bell the encouragement of Tino Takuba. Don't let it get quiet. The chatter even down 4-0 against Skyline as DVC take this ball away and push it up the right side. Suhani Singh looking to protect. Plays that off of Lete Vidal, but it stays in play. Now up steps Miyazaki, and she will earn the Vikings a throw. But that chatter on the sideline may be the most encouraging part of what was potentially a very discouraging loss. 4-1 on the road when you hung for a good chunk. Oh, excuse me, rather. That is a foul whistled. I believe as Miyazaki had come up. That's the 5th against Cañada. Free kick. Driven deep. Header from Ognian in the direction of Singh. Working against Lete Vidal. Gets to the ball. Fires high. 4th Viking shot. Only the 2nd one not to find the frame. DVC have sprung lethally on the counterattack. That was how they got their goal against Skyline as well. Came about as a result of a clearance following denial of a potential hat trick to Haley Klingler. And I was busy lauding Hannah for that closeout when all of a sudden the ball was down the other end of the field. Julia Ognian into that channel between left back and center back to find Casey Trujillo, and Casey very cool under pressure. The goalkeeper thought about coming out in that particular moment, then thought better of it, and thought better of it way too late. And as she was tracking back, Casey floated it over the top of her and into the back of the net for a goal that feels like something the Vikings have built off of in today's encounter. Look out here, though. Give away at the back, Hicks, and Lily Underwood with the cover. That is some captain's work right there. Tries to push it up the right sideline, out for a throw, but brilliant work there to cover for a moment of fear. Every now and again you put a foot wrong, and the best teams are going to have somebody back there that'll take care of you when that happens. Managing to get turned is Camila Arellano for Cañada. Justine Jacuti is begging for that ball on the right wing. Does get to it. Flag stays down from the near side AR. Jacuti working here against Esquivias. Carol puts a foot in. Ball dancing along the sideline. Thought it went out. Nothing given. Ball brought down by Lily Underwood under pressure. Back to Jacuti here. Squared up and launched towards the baseball field. Stays in play. That'll be easier for everyone, but another Cañada shot that is wayward. 9 shots, just 1 on frame. Hannah Walden has been called on to make 1 save. A testament to the Vikings defense. They've managed to keep Cañada from getting really good looks. Been forced into a little bit of desperation. It's actually kind of looked a lot like Tuesday's game last week down in Aptos, except with DVC playing Cabrillo's role. Not a ton of shots on goal for Cabrillo in that game, but they took advantage of the opportunities they had. Meanwhile, the Vikings in that game, very wasteful. Here's a shot, takes a deflection on the way through, and will be picked up by Walden. 10 minutes gone here in second half action. DVC continue to lead 1-0 on Suhani Singh's goal just before the break. Battle at midfield and a push in the back. That was not greeted with anything resembling belief from Suhani Singh. I saw the hand up. I see what Cecilia Chavez saw. Ball over the top on the quickly taken free kick. Bouncing around. Player has hit the deck. No foul there. With a hand to her face is the woman on the deck, Jocelyn Mora, who turns a little bit aggressively there toward Lopez Real and Walden. nothing there. Drop kick from Walden. Dropping towards the midfield strike, takes one big hop over Miyazaki and two Cañada players. Singh heads it forward. Nice cut by Lete Vidal to avoid the pressure, rather, of Singh. Ball up the left wing, held in by Mora. Now in a foot race with Sofia Lopez Real, and Sofia the one getting down with the slide tackle. Had chiefly seen her as a midfielder and a forward last season. Big scorer early. She has done beautifully in this right back role. Here's a ball inside though, and Cañada are going to equalize off the throw in. It's Justine Chikuti tallying her second of the season. And Cañada here make it 1-0 in minute number 57. 1-1, I should have said. Cañada goal in minute number 57. Off the boot of number 7, Justine Chikuti, her second of the season. Vikings 1, Colts 1. Little bit of housekeeping to do here on the scoreboard as we get everything on point, but that is the second Cañada shot on frame. A little bit of disorganization inside the box for the green and white. And with that, a very even encounter gets even more even. A look there at our scorers on either side of halftime. Singh in the 44th, Chikuti now in the 57th, and Cañada looking for more. Working their way up that left side, putting a ball in. Underwood scuffs that out for a corner kick, but whatever denied Celeste Calvo a chance at that one, they'll be happy to have done as we approach the half-hour to go mark. So far, both the Vikings and the Colts sticking with the players they began the second half with, but substitutions already being prepared. Shannon Hageman jumping up and down and getting loose for a potential entry. Another corner kick, this one floating towards the 18, knocked down and cleared by the Vikings. Corner kick number 7 of today's game against none for the green and white. Yields nothing for the Colts. Throw in being battled for at the far sideline. Comes to Sofia Lopez Real. Tries to step around Churape. Now launches one up the right side, but way too deep for Singh or Trujillo to get onto. Out comes the captain and goalkeeper Nabung in the sky blue kit. Cañada worked the ball in their midfield as DVC looked to regroup after taking the hit. Ball over to the right side. Claimed by Chikuti there. Milaninkovic doing battle, uses her body to guard. Esquivias tries to run off with it. Melanie Diaz plays it out. Viking throw just behind the midfield stripe. Churape, Borillo, Diaz, and Arellano, the midfield right now for Katie Perkins Colts. Trujillo trying to work her way up the sideline, won the battle with the two midfielders, but unable to get away with the ball still in play. Vikings as well preparing a substitution to my left. That one over the top of Esquivias. Churape launches a deep one, looking for the run of Christman. One big touch. It's going to take her very wide. Tries to fire that towards goal, and Walden plays it out with her feet. Third shot on frame for Cañada. The 11th shot overall, and a second save for Walden as the substitutions are prepared. Sierra Rosemont back into the game for the Vikings in place of Ella De Choco. Diana Ruiz will take off Julia Ognian as the Vikings replace the spine of their midfield in one fell swoop. Ruiz installs herself at the top of the diamond. and Rosemont at the back. And Cañada have taken the goal kick. Churape trying to step around a defender. Rosemont will clear that one out. Right back into the action. And on the deck doing what needs to be done. Lopez Real up the right sideline looking for Suhani. Suhani trying to touch it through Leite Vidal. She will absorb contact. It's the 6th Cañada foul, and it'll be a free kick. Suhani on the deck. Could be some argument of considering that a tactical foul, but doesn't seem that Cecilia Chavez is interested in that. Alina Rodriguez prepares to enter for her first action today in just a moment. And with that, the Vikings will have used every available player today. As we mentioned at the start of the broadcast, Denise Correa currently out of town, and Callista Rubel on the verge of a comeback from the concussion protocol. Not today, but quite probably Friday. Vikings free kick will be coming from the foot of Sierra Rosemont in just a moment. 4 moving at the edge of the 18 for the Vikings. It's a little flat. Takes one hop, doesn't quite skip through. Miyazaki trying to get onto it, but Melanie Diaz will clear. Only as far as Sierra, and the Vikings will look to build through open play. Trujillo taking a rip from distance, just barely wide. 5th Viking shot, and it'll be Alina Rodriguez entering the game for the Vikes. Into the game for the Vikings, number 27, Alina Rodriguez. Meanwhile, Shannon Hageman in as well. Suhani Singh will come off for a breather. Maybe particularly necessary after absorbing that hit on the earlier foul. Cañada look to build from the back. Ball on the foot of Ryan Leite Vidal. One hop over the top of Esquivias, but the layoff is going to favor Carol arriving. She and Lily Underwood double up Calvo. Into the center for Ruiz with a little bit of space. Closed up quickly by her opposing 6. Borillo up ahead for Calvo. Back to Diaz, and it's a little loose. Here comes Alina. Casey trying to hold her run. Alina looking to feed Casey. It's a little too hard. A little bit in the way of jitters there as Alina couldn't quite get that onto Casey's feet. Churape touches on the long drive from the goalkeeper. Crispin now onto it. Vikings pressure forces it back into the defense. Change to the point of attack by Arellano. Looking for Calvo. She loses her footing. Ninkovic comes away with the ball. Forward for Ruiz. Ruiz trying to ride a challenge from Arellano. Doubled up by Churape. And now a drive from the right side looking for Shannon Hageman. Mila Ninkovic has that covered, but cannot quite get the right touch to it. Now looks to guard off Hageman. Ball's out the back line. And looks like a foul whistled first, and it'll be a DVC free kick instead on the 7th Cañada foul. Good hard battle there between Hageman and Ninkovic. Marina Ognian into the game. Did not quite spot who she's taking off. Lily Underwood to hit the free kick. Went in the air towards Ognian. Unable to latch onto it though. Calvo. Centrally. Arellano. Now Diaz. Churape. Wide to the left side and picked off there by Lopez Real, who is immediately shot out of a cannon. Forward, looking for Trujillo. The touch from Borillo will carry that out. Viking throw, Casey takes it quickly. Diana Ruiz coming up from the midfield. Diana, forward into the right flank for Casey. Off like a rocket. She's got Marina wide open, but is pushed out wide by the corner flag. Drags this one towards the right side of the box where it's cleared by Borillo. Throw in coming up for the Vikings. It's Carol Esquivias, the one who came off for the green and white. Perhaps dealing with some cramp in her calf. It's a brief call for a substitution, but the throw going the way of the wrong green team for Cañada to author it right now. Ball over the top looking for Rodriguez and Ognian, but it's too long for Alina and a little bit too far to the right for Marina. Underwood claims, finds the open woman in Ninkovic. Up ahead looking for Rodriguez. Popped up. Gave Alina a chance for a moment there. Borillo comes down with it. Forward for Calvo, layoff for Chudape. Right side now. Ninkovic monitoring Hageman. Crispin racing in, and that pressure is going to give the ball away to Calvo. Calvo taking rip from the left toward the left post, and that is going to go wide. With that goal kick, the substitution now, and it'll be the 17, Sarah King, back in for Cañada after the 12th shot. Vikings will author one as well. Cristabel Rodas back into the game for the green and white. Cecilia brings her in, and Mila Ninkovic leaves the field to play as we near the halfway point of this second frame. Vikings took the lead just before the halftime break. Inside the opening quarter hour of this second half, Cañada find the equalizer through Chikuri. That ball cleared, banks off of a Cañada player. It'll be a throw-in as it goes out prior to reaching the corner flag. Rodriguez and Trujillo up top for the green and white, with Ruiz, Miyazaki, Marina Ognian, and Rosemont as the midfield. Throw into Ognian, tries to drop that back, now spins around a defender and holds the ball in play at the sideline. Forward for Alina, tries to touch that through the arrival of a defender and does. Seemed like she might have been held, nothing given here. And DVC absolutely nonplussed as to how nothing was given for the hold of the arm. And the quote apparently from Cecilia was, "If she's holding her, I'm not going to call it," which has absolutely flustered Coach Mullins. And understandably, Rodas with a giveaway, but it'll go back to Wood. Up ahead now for Rodriguez. A little bit of a rough touch off the chest, and that's going to go out for a Cañada throw. Up the right side. Sarah King in pursuit. She'll get there before it goes over the end line. Ball brought in. Now to the far post, popped up in the air with a head. Crispin trying to get to it, and that deflection will favor Walden. The best we could tell, the exact quote from Cecilia Chavez was, "If she's holding her, I'm not going to call it." That is baffling. Shot from about 30 yards, right at Walden. She'll claim that. It does go down as a fourth Cañada shot on goal. Never a particularly threatening one, however. Walden to the right side, headed away. Another Viking throw-in coming this time from the far sideline. This one's been so darn interesting the whole way that we haven't given you any around the horn coverage just yet. So we'll have to fix that over the final 20 minutes of this. The moment of throw-in soon to come for the green and white. That's up the right side. Picked up by Trujillo, headed forward, goes out though, last touched by the 10 in green. Throw-in taken quickly up the right side, knocked away by Rosemont. Rodas and Lopez Real now bracketing the defense with Ninkovic out. Here's a ball forward, and it's going to be Underwood looking to shield Sarah King. Tries to drop that back for Chudape. A little bit too hot, and Marina Ognian will ride the challenge and work to get away from two Cañada midfielders. Still in battle with Diaz. Another collision here, and a foul finally whistled. Marina will pick herself up off the ground in just a moment, and DVC will take a free kick. And we'll take the opportunity to tell you a little bit about what's going on in DVC athletics. Volleyball, 2-2 last week in a quartet of home matches, which actually means I think I have that record wrong. I believe they're now 4-3 on the season because they started 2-1. Meanwhile, we do have a check occurring for Lily Underwood, who is on the deck. It's gone down favoring her left leg, so trainers out here will give you a little bit of information here. But again, volleyball now 4-3. rallied from down 2-0 to beat district mates Los Medanos by a 3-2 score. Second time this season they've won a game that they trailed by 2 sets. And they've done that twice now with teams who start with Los, as it works out, Los Medanos and Los Pasitas. They did fall to Ohlone 3-1 in the nightcap of that game. They are next in action tomorrow night when they start Big 8 play. While we're here and have a pause, we'll take a look at women's water polo. Or rather, we will not. I meant to bring up the men's water polo here because they actually had some action last week. Women have been idle since September the 7th. But men's water polo nearly missed out on a Stockton sweep up at the Antilla tournament at San Joaquin Delta. Jackson Barnacle, 15 of the 38 goals on the weekend for the sophomore out of College Park. Keegan Darcy, Dan Hollander, and Ethan DeLang as well contributing hat tricks over the course of those matches. They did fall, however, to Modesto in their final matchup, 14-10, and it'll be that Modesto, Modesto team that they and the women visit in the Big 8 opener coming up tomorrow afternoon. Trainers continue to work on Lily Underwood, and we've mentioned here the Vikings nearly getting to full strength at this point, and the last thing you want to see is the captain down on her back with her hands to her head. We will continue to leave the camera covered for the time being. The AI has a mind of its own, and while she is being tended, we're going to keep her privacy in mind and keep her in our thoughts. Went down after that challenge working against Sarah King, denying what looked like an opportunity to maybe take a first-time shot. Didn't see at the time what kind of injury she might have picked up. We'll stay here for now. And we'll give you a look at some more around the horn action here as DVC football. Okay, Lily Underwood back to her feet. Again, very much favoring one leg, but under her own power coming off the field. That is better than I was starting to brace myself for. And so she will come off. The Vikings look like they will replace her with Ella DeChoco. And we'll take a look here at DVC football, who evened their record at 1-1 with a victory on the road up at American River College, rallied from down 2 touchdowns, so taking a page out of volleyball's book. And they win that one on a fourth quarter pick 6 by Safir Stills Bay, 60 yards to pay dirt. One of 3 turnovers forced by the DVC defense. The early part of the comeback characterized mainly by David Piero catching and running. 7 catches for 134 and 2 scores. They'll be here on DVC Vikings Live, 5:30 p.m., just after we have our match between DVC and Butte here in women's soccer, as we are back underway. A good 3-minute stoppage here as Lily Underwood continues to receive treatment at the table. And the Vikings look to rally in honor of their captain. Marina Ognian on the ball right now. Ella DeChoco newly reinserted, both into the game itself and, of course, also into the roster, as this is her 2024 debut. A welcome piece of news, given the issues the Vikings had had with numbers on account of becoming a little bit of a mash unit for a while. Nearing the final quarter of an hour, substitution time here, and it'll be the number 5, Jocelyn Mora, taking off Shannon Hageman for Cañada. And for DVC, a like-for-like swap. Suhani Singh back in for Alina Rodriguez. Put together a nice-looking shift there in that hold-up forward role.
Ryan, come and get it!
Throwing up the right side, a little bit of a back heel taken by Christman. That's going to carry to Hicks, but her ball carries right back to Christman, looking now to feed the run on the left wing of Sarah King. Claims it, back to Christman again. Christman will take rip from distance. That is falling in a dangerous spot and is just over the crossbar. Hannah Walden with the happy feet, and all of us just kind of took a deep breath, wondered where that was going to land. 14 Cañada shots to DVC's 5. 4-2 the shots on goal advantage in favor of the Colts. But what matters is how many have hit the twine. Suhani Singh in the 44th. And Justine Chakudi in the 57th. It's got us at 1-1 here in the final 14 minutes. Here's a shot that is claimed by Walden for a moment, pushed forward, and is going to be saved again, a double save. And the concern here from the Cañada bench is they think that the attempted putback from Sarah King was interfered with by Walden. It's going to be corner kick number 8. But rapidly, shots number 5 and 6 put on frame. Both stopped by Hannah Walden. The original stop, and then forced to save it again off the rebound. 2 Cañada players head over to the corner flag. DVC send 2 of their own as they wait for the Colts to potentially play this short. They do, up to Mora though. Ball reflected out to Churape, tries to drop a ball in. That's pushed out by Diana Ruiz. Her opposing 6, Elisa Borrillo, comes to the ball. Centrally for Leite Vidal. Don't give her space. She has got the long-distance bomb that we've seen from the sort of an Andrea Pirlo sort of thing. Don't let her get her head up. Ball played over towards the half moon on the ground and fired by Rosa Churape, but wide left. Shot number 17 for the Colts. Was starting to say though, Ryan Leite Vidal has so far demonstrated that sort of vision, not even from a number 6 regista role, as they would call it in Italy, but more of finding that from center back. For the locals here, less Andrea Pirlo, more Neville Hackshaw. Ball right now on the boot of Sarah King in the 3-quarter zone. Finds Churape, tries to feed it forward. Reflected, comes back to Churape. Tries to put it up the left side for the arrival of Chakudi, the goal scorer. Puts in a cross, and that is going to go over the back line without a touch. 12 minutes to go. I mentioned it at the beginning. Every Cañada game so far this season has involved 2 goals being scored. A 1-1 draw with Lake Tahoe, a 2-0 loss to Santa Rosa, as Miki Miyazaki absorbs contact, and the Cañada bench is incandescent about that foul call. Thinks that was shoulder to shoulder. I'd be somewhat inclined to at least entertain that. 4 2-0 victories, a 2-0 loss to Santa Rosa, and a 1-1 draw with Tahoe. 1-1 here at the moment. There's a ball forward, and Marina Ognian lets the defender fly by. Looks to try and chase that ball down, closed out by the 16, Maeve Lynch. Out for a DVC throw in the attacking third. Vikings for certain have not produced on the level that Cañada have today, but at the end of the day, it's a results game. 1 goal aside. And the Vikings with a chance here to really make things a little asymmetric. Ball forward here for Sarah King. Back to Rosa Churape. Up ahead looking for Crispin, and coming together between her and Hicks. Ball will fly by, Sofia Lopez Real claims it. Looped over the right side, Miki Miyazaki looking to hold it in play on the sideline, won't be able to get there in time. Ball rattling around and claimed by Sarah King. Hits the brakes as Hicks arrives. Drop back to Churape. Change of the point of attack to the right side for Mora. Knocks it down. Puts it on her left. Fires right at Hannah Walden. 7th shot on goal. That ball's going to take 1 hop over the top of Ruiz. Played forward by Trujillo. Here comes Singh. Looks to ride the defender. Drops it back for Casey. Gets there before the arrival of Borrillo. Fires for the right side. Diving stop by Nebang. And she'll keep that in play. DVC with their 3rd shot on goal. 6th overall of the game. And Nebang not able to keep it in play. It'll be DVC's first corner. 9 minutes remain. Plus, in all likelihood, a solid 3 minutes of added time for the injury to Lily Underwood. Mila Ninkovic as well getting some attention back behind the DVC player bench after she came off for Cristobal Rodas. Here's Trujillo with the ball in, floating towards the top of the net. The ripple of the twine gave us the brief thought of an Olympico, but that lands on top of Gianna Nabung's goal. Ball forward, knocked down by Cristobal Rodas in battle with Jocelyn Mora. Over to the left side, Marina lets that one run, but unable to chase it after that. Throw to come here for Cañada. Popped up by Churape, comes to the body of DeChoco. Now looking to hit this diagonal ball towards Trujillo. Ball carries to Lopez Real in battle with her opposing number 7, Chakudi. She'll earn a throw. The Vikings certainly today, I would say, backing up the claim they would have had that had they been full strength against Cabrillo, they at least get a point out of that game, if not all 3. Forced to play that game with just 11 players healthy for the final 70 minutes as a foul is whistled against the green and white, just the 4th against 9 whistled against the Colts. Long ball in the direction of King in battle with Sierra Rosemont. Strong header forward. And Diana Ruiz will claim that. Call from Cañada is put it over the top. They want to go direct. Trying to get through the DVC midfield has been a maze for them. They've had their success, by and large, with those changes at the point of attack. Vikings haven't been as quick laterally. Up the sideline, Lopez Real, DVC on the counter, Trujillo. Up ahead now looking for Singh. Carries around a defender, first touch is too heavy, and that's going to give Nabung the chance to chase it down. Looking to see here if the ball did go out, and apparently the call was coming from the sideline. Dwight Maloney begging for the substitution. 3 Cañada Colts waiting, and Cecilia Chavez never heard him. Trujillo taking a rip from distance, knocked down by Nabung. 4th Viking shot on frame. Long ball from Nabung, takes one big hop. DeChoco will head it toward the left side. Ognian doing battle with Diaz, and she'll get to it. And there's another handful of arm. Looks like Ognian's going to get to it again. Spins around. Cleared. And I believe the foul finally whistled for the hold earlier. May have played advantage.
I need every ball out wide. Every ball up and out.
10th foul whistled against the Colts. 6 minutes to go. Vikings with a free kick just inside the near sideline, about 20 yards from the byline. Trujillo and Rodas deciding who's going to take it. Cristobal goes short. Casey rips this one into the 18, looking for it to rattle around, but it's cleared relatively easily for Cañada. Churape up ahead for Crispin. Sofia Lopez Real looking to deal with her. Ball played up the left side, nobody moving into that space. Hicks will be happy to come back and fetch it. In fact, looks like it may well have gone out of play before that. Throw in for the Vikings, and Cañada's 3 substitutes continue to wait. Indeed, ball was out well before it was played forward beforehand, and Lopez Real being asked to back up a little bit by Cecilia Chavez. Here's a throw from the midfield stripe. Doing battle are Singh and Arellano. Ball cleared. And a foot race here. Sarah King will win out for a moment. Doesn't get firm possession of the ball and is forced to backtrack. Now leaves it for Diaz, and Maila Hicks will knock this one deep. One big hop over the top of Mora. But the cover there from the 16, Maeve Lynch, to deny Trujillo a chance. Diana Ruiz wins the ball in the midfield. Fouled from behind. And Cañada continuing to be very frustrated with the officiating of Cecilia Chavez. You never quite want the people in purple, as they are today, to be the story, but I am positive for the Colts right now that is how they would feel about this. 2 minutes till the clock stops, and of course, as we said, probably a good 5 minutes will be left at that point. Trujillo tracking back, but King will claim the ball as the two of them meet. Ball forward for Christman. Her first touch will carry it to Lopez Real. The head now, Trujillo gets stuck onto it. Finds happy feet with a little bit more room. Rodas ahead for Ruiz. She's got 3 DVC Vikings in front of her. Forward looking for Ognian. That's going to go by her. Cleared. Nabung was on her way to try to deal with that, but Ryan Leite Vidal gets that. The Vikings now have a substitution to make, and so that will, even on the DVC throw-in, allow Cañada to make theirs. So into the game for Cañada are the 11, the 8, and the 4. That's Calvo, Lim, Grace Lim for the first time, and Asia Padagui. Into the game for Cañada, number 8, Grace Lim. And for the Vikings, good news, Lily Underwood back into the encounter. And the throw-in to be taken here by Rodas. Trujillo loops the ball into the 18. Singh trying to get to it. It's going to pop off 2 defenders and be claimed by Nabung. Ball on the right side, looped towards the right wing of the attack by Diaz, but doesn't have the requisite curl. Out for a Viking throw. Throw in from Rodas, pops up on the body of Trujillo. Forward now for the number 5, and now to King. Rushing up is the newly reinserted Celeste Calvo. Gets by 1 DVC defender, tries to roll one into space, but it's blocked by Underwood. We reach the 2-minute mark. The clocks stop on both clocks. Or in both places, I mean, on the broadcast, here at the field, either way. As we said, roughly 5 minutes expected of time to complete this game. Ball to the right side, a little too hot for Melanie Diaz. You can understand heavy legs at this point. She has barely taken a minute off in this encounter. 18-7 the shots count. 7-4 Cañada, the shots on goal count advantage. Ball popping off of the heads of both Trujillo and Jocelyn Mora, out for a Viking throw. It'll be Rodas to take it from right in front of us. Ball to the chest of Trujillo, holds it in play. Rodas, Ruiz, Leite Vidal rushing up. Drops it back to Rosemont. 3 defenders collapse to her, and she's going to end up giving that away to Mora. Launched up the right side. It'll be Underwood to it first, Christman on her back. Christman comes to it. Tries to put in a cross into the box, but it's got too much angle. It's going straight over the back line. Goal kick. 11-4 the foul count in quote-unquote favor of Cañada. I imagine Katie Perkins and her coaching staff would have a little something to say about that. They have created the bulk of the chances, but they've only gotten the 1 ball past Hannah Walden to cancel out the Vikings tally right before halftime. That goal kick is going to come straight to Celeste Calvo. Up ahead for King. Tries to put it on her left. Now trying to cut around the arrival of Rosemont. Calvo, it's always slicing. Another goal kick. DVC need desperately to hold on to this one. Vikings want a substitution. It appears to be a word that Cecilia Chavez has a hard time hearing. Second or third time that benches have been desperately calling for a sub, or even the AR himself. And it has not been acknowledged until late in the game. So apparently the call is 2 minutes to go here as Maila Hicks will launch this one deep up the right side. Headed straight back to Maila. Tries to put it into the midfield again, and what a job there by Miyazaki to claim that ball and escape 2 defenders. Now puts that into space for Casey Trujillo. Casey's got her head up, looking to see if she can spring a counterattack and get DVC a winner. Up ahead. No dice that time. Alina Rodriguez not able to latch on. Up the right wing now. Back and forth we go. Sarah King cut off by Rosemont. Mora with the throw in. Hits the number 19. Now inside Calvo, tries to turn it onto her left, banks that off of Ruiz, the ball out, and it will be Cañada's 9th corner kick. Vikings will put one player at the 10 yards to the ball mark. It's Alina Rodriguez going over there. 4 Vikings on the line. Here comes the Cañada splay out. Ball pops up off of Ryan Leite Vidal. Popping around. Chakouti looking for a second. That one's fired in by Leite Vidal again. Still rattling. Chakouti again, and that'll be claimed by Walden. A number of attempted shots. We'll call that shot number 8 on goal at the very end. Ball launched up the right side here. We have been with the stopped clock for about 4 minutes at this point, expecting perhaps another minute of play. Ball launched by Nabung. Miyazaki can't hold it. The opposing 4 launches it deep. Patagui. Held there by Cañada. Diaz, forward looking for King, off the body of Rosemont. She clears. Into the left wing, awaiting that final whistle. Maeve Lynch holds the ball in. Drop back to Nabung. All eyes to the woman in purple at the center. Ball launched into the midfield. King, one touch to the right side for Mora. Mora trying to refeed King. Rosemont denies her with a slide tackle. Rodas will watch that one go out. It'll be a Cañada throw. To the feet of Calvo. Back to Mora. Out from the slide tackle of Rodas. Game ball furnished over there as Rodas slid that one away. Still awaiting that final whistle from Cecilia Chavez. Here's the throw in. Calvo trying to turn. Taken away by DVC, rolled up. Diaz cleared more authoritatively by Ruiz. And that is the triple whistle, and it will end in parity here today in Pleasant Hill. Suhani Singh in the 44th minute. And Justine Chakouti in the 57th, your 2 goal scorers. And that'll do it today, Vikings fans. Your final score: DVC 1, Cañada 1. Goals in the 44th minute from Suhani Singh, and in the 57th minute from Justine Chakouti. Thanks for coming out today, Vikings fans. Don't forget you can see DVC Soccer back here on Friday when they host Butte College at 1 p.m. here on the home grass. Elsewhere in DVC athletics this week, Jackie Ponciano Babs volleyball team opens Big 8 play on Wednesday night at the DVC Palladium at 6 p.m. against American River before heading to Stockton to face Delta on Friday. Water polo also begins conference matches when both Corey Dolly's men and Trisha Kwan's women go to Modesto for a road doubleheader. Shelley Pearson's cross-country teams host the George Brooks Memorial Invitational on Friday morning at Hidden Valley Park in Martinez. And lastly, Jimmy Collins' Gridiron Vikings close out the week of action when they host Feather River College at the stadium for their second home game of the campaign. Follow along with all of it at dvcvikings.com, your source for all things green and white. And be sure to tune to the DVC Athletics YouTube page for live coverage of women's soccer and football all fall season long. We thank you for joining us again today. Get home safe, and we'll see you back real soon. And of course, as you heard just a moment ago, next game, next broadcast, next home game, all of them are the same thing. Butte Roadrunners come to Pleasant Hill on Friday, September 20th. Kickoff at 1 p.m. A video live stream coming to you right here on the DVC Athletics YouTube. That's all we've got for you today. For everybody involved in helping DVC Vikings Live happen, this is Joe Hickey wishing you dreams of green. We'll see you next time.